Hello guys, welcome back to yet another video where today we are going to discuss the future 2018 Dragon Ball Super movie in December. I am very excited and I am joined by a special guest. Please say hello.
Alrighty guys, it is QAAMAN here today.
Legendary intro. Detective Q, Quinn, QAAMAN is here, and we are ready to talk about the key themes regarding the Dragon Ball Super movie and what they might, consist of. The first theme that I wanted to cover is Saiyan Power and what that means in relation to the Tournament of Power, the prior Tournament of Power arc that we had in the Dragon Ball Super television show. First of all, I wanted to discuss the point of the Tournament of Power and Vegeta, in particular unlocking the Beyond Super Saiyan Blue form that we saw in the latter portion of the arc, and how that was a separate pathway that we got from Goku, where he transformed into the Ultra Instinct state, while Vegeta turned into, like I said before, the evolved Super Saiyan Blue form. So two separate paths, both utilizing the Saiyan power, Vegeta more so since that's a Super Saiyan form. But yeah, how do you think Saiyan Power and that theme will be incorporated into the movie now that we've seen a taste of that theme in the Tournament of Power?
Well, if you guys remember at the end of Diddly Don Duper, we saw that Goku and Vegeta had like that Rocky theme-esque, send-off where they were both like looking at each other to like imply what was going to happen in the future. And they were both talking about how no matter what happens in the Dragon Ball world, we'll see you next time when a new powerful villain appears, as Goku and Vegeta are trying to get stronger. I think the gist of what's going to happen in the movie is that Goku and Vegeta, at the point that the movie would be taking place, are going to have a greater mastery of the powers that they temporarily attained during the Tournament of Power. And I think for this new villain or villainess character that they're going to be facing, they're going to need that power in order to defeat him in conjunction with other potential characters throughout the series.
Yeah, and also another sort of loose plot thread that got kind of cut off too short was Vegeta potentially visiting planet Sidal, the homeworld of Kaba, cauliflower and kale. We didn't really get to see that in the show. I mean, it was kind of implied that he would do that in the future, and I believe that will be the opening act of the Dragon Ball Super movie. I think the Dragon Ball Super movie will pick up directly after the Tournament of Power, maybe a few months in between, and I think the movie will start off with Vegeta exploring planet Sidal and seeing the Universe 6 Saiyans tap into the Saiyan power and, sort of different levels of that and different, alterations to the Super Saiyan form. And we saw the, extended version, the extended branch of the Super Saiyan Evolution with Kale as well, with her Berserker Broly mode, whatever you want to call it, the quote-unquote legendary Super Saiyan state. So I definitely think we'll see this, theme of Saiyan Power just absolutely explode into the movie, especially with the new villain and how he looks to be, of the Saiyan race. It's going to be very interesting, and I'm, looking forward to it immensely. And another topic that I want to discuss, sort of another theme embellished in the, potentially included in the movie, is the Yamoshi Super Saiyan God legend. And I think that Yamoshi is not the villain of the movie. I don't think that would make too much sense considering that, what we know about Yamoshi. But I think he'll be mentioned sort of like an old pirate tale, how the Saiyans got their initial power, and I think through flashbacks and through exposition, through dialogue, maybe by Frieza and Vegeta, how they go back and forth, maybe they'll explain Saiyan power and, how, the origin of how they accumulated this much power, and that might tie into the Yamoshi story, but I don't think Yamoshi will be a main villain in the Dragon Ball Super movie. What do you think?
Well, yeah, and I was just recently making a video of myself when I uploaded, like, would Yamoshi be the 2018 movie villain? And the consensus that I came to is that It's possible faintly, but I just don't see it happening because of the fact that if you look at the story of Yamoshi, you know, he was said to be like a Saiyan who was like rebelling against all of the evil Saiyans, and essentially all of the Saiyans ganged up to kill him. So when you look at it like that and how Yamoshi's spirit was like traveling the universe to find like a person who was righteous enough to attain Super Saiyan God, it doesn't tie into Yamoshi being a villain, because it's like if this guy is good and he's trying to find somebody who's worthy, or 6 worthy Saiyans of becoming a Super Saiyan God, why would he be a villain? And even if this movie takes place with a villain from another timeline, it just doesn't make in context with Yamoshi actually being a villain. Now, I say all of that to say that Dragon Ball has had a history of getting corrupted good guys, like we've seen with Majin Vegeta, we've seen with Copy Vegeta, I mean, Baby Vegeta. I mean, for whatever reason, Vegeta's always the one good guy that always has to become a villain. But, you know, Goku Black, we've always seen that Super or Dragon Ball in general always transforms good characters into bad guys for villains at certain points in time. So I can see a person trying to corrupt Yamoshi and doing that. I just don't see it happening for a movie sequence.
Maybe the new villain, who looks Saiyan. You know, I'm going to bet he is Saiyan. Maybe he'll learn to trust Goku and Vegeta, and maybe he'll become a good guy, and he'll go off to his own world and, you know, evolve his Saiyan power, or, you know, just be at peace. And if it is Yamoshi looking for revenge, or, you know, whatever the plot demands, I think that Yamoshi, at the end, if he turns out to be the villain, will learn to trust Goku and Vegeta and the Saiyan power, and go off and, you know, leave the world in a physical state. And also, the Universe 7 Saiyans and the Frieza, sort of that plot line has been kind of done to death in, you know, several specials, movies, you know, whatever you want to you know, throw a stick at, basically. Like, it's been done and everything. So I think what the focus should be is with the Universe 6 Saiyans and how they attain the Super Saiyan level, and basically the origin of their Saiyan power. You know, I think the origin of the Saiyans and the Saiyan power could hold a double meaning, because maybe at the end, you know, the Saiyans and the Universe 6, they develop and they have their own Super Saiyan transformations, while Universe 7 is dealing with stuff from the past and the Saiyans of old. I think there could be a double meaning there. You know, both the Universe 7 origin of the Saiyans, you know, how this, you know, Saiyan of old, you know, came and got this immense power to be able to, you know, attack Goku and Vegeta. And what we're theorizing from the trailer is that a Saiyan comes to the future, or a Saiyan from the past is now in the present to fight Goku and Vegeta, and to, you know, incite his revenge for whatever reason. I think that'll be cool. And I just think this origin of Saiyan power has a lot of potential just as a theme, just as a core concept, and I really think it's should be executed well, especially with my first point regarding Goku and Vegeta's separate evolutions and how that should be a key part of the narrative of this new movie, especially since this is a Dragon Ball Super movie, and, you know, this is continuing on from the Dragon Ball Super anime that we saw recently end. So, I'm going to leave it to you guys. What do you think about Yamoshi and the origin of the Saiyan power? Do you think Yamoshi will play a big role in Dragon Ball Super? Do you think that's even Yamoshi in the trailer? I don't think so. I think it's just a Saiyan that came to the present for whatever reason to incite his revenge. You know, it's going to relate somehow to Saiyan power. That is the core theme of the movie, and basically we just discussed how the origin of the Saiyan power as a theme could get translated in the movie from a narrative perspective. And I'd also like to thank Detective Q, Quinn, QAAMAN, whatever you want to call him, to be on today's video. It was lovely having you here, man.
Anytime, bro.
Yeah, huge thank you to QAAMAN for being on the video and helping me discuss. His links are in the description down below, so please go check him out. He does a lot of Dragon Ball theories and Dragon Ball Super related discussions, but since Super is now over, he is also a great source for just Dragon Ball related topics, whether that's Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, hell, Dragon Ball Kai, just anything Dragon Ball Z this guy does, so go check him out. But that's gonna do it for us, so please make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe for more content, and as QAAMAN always says, to have a great day, guys. See you next time.